What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Marisha, LaShay, and it's so good to be back before you guys under the sound of my voice. It is a blessing to be here before you guys here this morning. Welcome, 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 and welcome, and welcome, and welcome. So, this is the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, and you already know I got to give honor to God who's ahead of my life. I have had the opportunity to complete 4 seasons, and I'm here for a fifth season, which we are continuing. However, I'm still in celebratory mode because it is not every day that things last. I say this with the utmost respect, but also just keeping it 100. Once you start something, you want to finish, you want to keep going, and you want to keep going and keep pushing it for bigger and better things. So I definitely just don't take this opportunity for granted, but I am ultimately grateful. I appreciate God being with me as I have sought out inspiration from people in different places. I'm eternally grateful, and I will always keep expressing my gratitude because it keeps me grounded and humbled. Next, I'm moving into the acknowledgments. I first got to always thank God for all that He has done for me as well as the other people in my life. Thank you, God, for my gift of gab. Thank you, guys, for my parents, my son, for the new man in my life. Thank you. Definitely thank you for my family, my friends, my supporters. This would not be possible without you guys being able to tune in and actually listening to me and everything that I've been dropping. And if you think that this is just a walk in the park, it is not. Some days you do not want to get up and do this, right? Because life happens. But I am grateful for still putting forth my effort every day. And I'm grateful for the endurance, the stamina, the creativity. But God makes all of this possible. And it's not like you don't want to get up and do it, but you don't want to get up and have to fully commit. But you do because you chose to do this. But you do. You chose this. Did nobody tell you, hey, go out there and do it? No, you make a choice. So that's all I'm saying. Thank you so much, Jess, for all of those great things that I have mentioned. Next, I'm moving on to the history of the breakfast show with Marisha LaShay. And originally back in November of 2020, during the pandemic, my dad and I were working on projects and having morning meetings. One day in the morning meeting, my dad and I created the breakfast show with Marisha LaShay because we were asking each other thought-provoking questions, and I ran with the idea of reaching a bigger audience with some of these thoughts and creating an actual safe space for others to be able to engage my content. Then we decided that I will only go live in the months that have 30 days, only to equate to 30 episodes in a season. So the months that have the 30 days are April, June, September, and November. So today is day 9 of the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. And we have exactly 3 more weeks, 21 days to go. Okay. So, with that being said, I definitely have to just give honor to God just for that. So, for the next 21 days or 3 weeks, whatever you prefer, I will be coming before you, dropping content and everything like that. Meanwhile, let's talk about our mental check in. Let's actually check in with ourselves to see how we are feeling mentally on a scale of 1 to 10. And 1 being the worst day of your life and 10 being the best day of your life. You want to measure that on the scale. Can I be below a 1? Absolutely, you can be below a 1. Can I be above a 10? You can be above a 10. Can I be off the scale? It is however you feel. And for that very reason, today I am stoked. It is Easter Sunday. Okay, everybody about to wear their cute little pastel colors. Everybody about to sit up here with their little dresses on. You see me with my pink on, okay? Pop out in my pink. I'm on 1,000 because my baby boy about to get up here and do his thing. Okay, baby, it's finna go down. We finna eat good today. We got the feast. But I had to get up here and run some errands this morning, per usual. My busy self. Made a couple store runs this morning, of course. So with that being said, you guys, like I said, I'm on 1,000 because it's so much. It's going to be an eventful day. So glory be to God. And the question for today is, before I go into this question of the day is, let's be sure to drop those numbers in the comment section, depending on which social media platform you are on. If you're on YouTube, in the comment section. If you're on Facebook, in the comment section. If you're on Instagram, in the comment section, or sending me an email or something just to let me know that you know that you are engaged. So, moving right on into my little question. My little question, as the old folks would say, my little question. Is today really Easter? Explore the different ideas that are centered around Easter. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Hey, oh, let's do it. Hey, oh, let's do it. I'm excited, y'all. Let me go ahead and get right on up into it. I'm excited. I'm excited. It is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. What grandma cooking and everything? What mama cooking? What you cooking? All right. I'll go ahead and restate the question. Is today really Easter? Let's explore the different ideas that are centered around Easter. So some of these are just some of the ideas that I actually just took the time out to actually research. So the religious significance of Easter. That was one of the ideas that I definitely wanted to touch on. Easter is one of the most important holidays in the Christian calendar, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Writing about the religious significance of Easter could involve exploring the biblical story of the actual resurrection, discussing the theological implications of the event, or reflecting on the ways that the resurrection has shaped Christian beliefs and practices throughout history. Okay, everybody always get up there with their Easter speech. We at church, what I was taught, God rose in 3 days. He died. He sent his only son, John 3:16, and we up here singing and crying the blood. And why should we cry? Yes, all that good stuff to symbolize God coming back, God rising in 3 days, God dying and rising again. All of that, right? All of that. We wear our cute little clothes to church, and everybody have their little speech that they getting ready to do. But do we really understand what Easter really means? Do we understand that God, Jesus, excuse me, God sent his son, who is Jesus, who rose again, right? What is the background behind that? Where my pastor friends at? Where's the education on that? When we talk about that, what exactly does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Idea number 2, the cultural and historical roots of Easter. Easter has been celebrated for centuries, and the origins can be traced back to the ancient pagan festivals that celebrated the arrival of spring. Writing about the culture and historical roots of Easter could evolve. I say involve, exploring the ways that the holiday has evolved over time, examining the various traditions and customs associated with Easter, or analyzing the cultural significance of the holiday in different parts of the world. I know a part of the Lutheran, a lot of them, like fast or whatever the case, that's Lent. Then another, they normally have good service, but like this past week, there were a lot of different events going on with the Lutheran church. Every day there was something. They had like a foot washing. They also had service like on Thursday. It was just like so many different events going on, as I just noticed, like, okay, that's cool. Another idea is the symbolism of Easter. Easter is rich with symbolism, from the image of the cross to the Easter egg. Writing about the symbolism of Easter could involve exploring the meanings behind these symbols, discussing the ways that they are used in religious and cultural contexts, or reflecting on the personal significance of these symbols in your own life. When you see a cross, what does that exactly mean? To me, I know growing up as a child, I knew, that they stretched him wide. He was on the nail to the cross. They crucified him. They whipped him and hung his head, and his head was hanging. But it's in the different songs that we normally sing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I was just sitting down reflecting, like, they stretched him wide. They pierced him in his side. I mean, are these songs telling a story? Of course they are. Biblically, yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Number four, Easter traditions and celebration. Easter is celebrated in many different ways around the world, from the colorful parades of Spain to the egg rolling contest in the United States. Writing about Easter traditions and celebrations could involve exploring the diversity of Easter customs, discussing the ways that these traditions have evolved over time, or reflecting on the personal significance of Easter celebrations in your own culture and family. As I stated before earlier in the video, I was saying that I couldn't wait to eat because I know for Easter, for me, up and from when I was a child up until now, we have always cooked for Easter. We have always gathered and had our little baskets and did like a gift exchange. I know the kids will normally have Easter baskets, and I have adopted the same traditions as well. I know that my grandmother used to get me all dolled up. She would take me to church. I was in an Easter play. I was, did my little acting. I had a speech. We would sing different songs. We would have an Easter hunt, have eggs. I mean, we would be dyeing them. It was just overall a good time with good vibes. We even had the Easter bunny. I mean, it was just a good time. And even for my own son and godchildren, getting them baskets and dressing them up and taking them to church. And man, my auntie Dion used to throw this big old Easter party. Oh my God, it used to be such a good time. Now we got a little quiet on Easter. I remember like 2 years ago, I mean during COVID for Easter, my tail was somewhere asleep. I had just had I was on my way to having dental surgery. So I was dealing with a toothache real bad. What else? All right, and last but not least, Easter and renewal. Easter is often associated with the idea of renewal, whether it's the renewal of nature in the spring or the renewal of faith in the resurrection. Writing about Easter and renewal could involve exploring the ways that Easter inspires us to renew our commitment to our values and goals, discussing the ways that Easter can help us overcome difficult times, or reflecting on the personal significance of Easter as a time of renewal and growth. I had never thought about that renewal. And I could say this, I know last year I could say that my sister and I relationship was renewed. My baby sister on my dad's side, he had all his kids in one room because last year my brother had a birthday party on Easter Sunday last year, celebrating his 29th birthday. And it was amazing to have my dad had never had all his kids in one room at the same time. And that blessed him, but it also blessed me because I'm the oldest um out of both sides, my mom and my dad's side. And that right there was very renewing for me and also for my dad of allowing this to happen. My grandmother was in a room, my auntie Jackie was in the room. We were all under the same roof as a family, and that was beautiful. My brother and I, we danced. Oh my goodness, we had such a ball. It was beautiful. And man, that was really amazing. Just to be with my little sister, amazing. Amazing. Fast forward to today, I'm still talking to my sister and I'm still talking to my brother. And that is a blessing. My brother's birthday is actually coming up on the 17th. So, yes, me and my brother get to be the same age. We get to be twinsies for about 3 weeks, and then I get to be my new age. So my brother will be 30. So we get to be 30 together, and then I'll be 31. Yay, yay. So I'm excited. But I never thought about that. Also, as it deals with renewing your promise to God, your different covenants, and just your relationship with walking with Christ and growing in faith. I also realized that there was growth in me and things that was uncovered. Like I had a new covenant with myself last Easter to become more proactive in my siblings' life and to make sure that I'm strengthening my relationship with all of my siblings, because on my mom's side, I have two sisters. On my dad's side, I have a sister and a brother. And I just been strengthening my relationship, even with my grandparents, my grandmother's on my father's side, and just my father's side in general, just strengthening those relationships and spending quality time with my grandparents and spending time with my siblings and spending time with my son, as well as him being able to get to know his uncle, his aunties, and things like that. So yes, all of these different things that I have spoke about today have definitely resonated with me in some shape or form. And I hope that it resonates with you as well as you think about what today means to you and what it means for your family and the things that you have uncovered over the years of celebrating Easter. So, with that being said, y'all, happy Easter. Happy Easter. Before I get up out of here and before I close this show out, I want to share a couple things with you. Make sure y'all eat good. Happy Easter. However, current stats, I remember last year I shared with you guys that I had two goals. The two goals was to expand my listening base to 1,000 listeners. I'm currently at 449 listeners. And I also wanted to expand into more countries. I started off with 7, currently at 12, looking to cover 183 more. And regarding platforms, I have expanded my platforms as well. I was on 2 to 3 different platforms at the time. And now I am on 10. God is so good. God is so wonderful for blessing me and using me with my gifts. And I couldn't be more happier or more content what God is doing in my life. And for that, I'm going to just go ahead and say one more time. Make sure that you definitely kiss your relatives, hug your children, and really share with them what this truly means. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Make sure y'all get the service because I got to get the service. I got to get dressed. I got to go ahead and screw my little on down. So, yes, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. I will holler at y'all later and later and later and later and later and later. Hold on, let me put some music on one time. Oh, 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 oh. All right, y'all. Thank you. Bye.